All right. Hey guys. So this is, I always forget the date. Today's the 23rd of March. And so today we were supposed to have Virginia talking to you guys about consistency. And she had a last minute emergency, so she will not be here tonight, but she's going to be on with us next week, still talking to you guys. But she's a girl who I connected with from being in the Elite Academy for Diamonds that some of the top players posted. And she and I just kind of connected from being put in a group together. And I was like, hey, will you talk on our team call? Because she's really that awesome. She was another 5-star elite qualifier in 2015. So pretty cool. But instead of that, sorry, you get me, boring old me, who you hear all the time. I'm going to talk about a couple things. The first thing is something super exciting. So on Monday and going all the way to Sunday of next week, I'm launching our little clothing line for our team. So it's going to be open. It's going to be like a flash sale is what they call it. So it'll be open, and I'll give you guys the information, but we have men's and ladies wear. And so you can go on, and it'll be open for the whole week, and you can, purchase whatever you want. It's a lot cheaper than a lot of the companies that I've seen. So I'm pretty excited. So just letting you know, if you want to save up a paycheck or something, that's coming next week. If you want to get any kind of team tanks or t-shirts or whatever. So just putting that little bug out there. Okay, so the next thing I wanted to talk about, let me remind myself about this. We're not going to talk about April yet because I don't even have the team calendar ready yet. My son has been teething and has a fever all week, so just haven't gotten there yet. So I will post that sometime later this week for you guys. But pretty much, our months run exactly the same. So what you should be thinking about and should be doing this week is thinking about your April group, thinking about what kind of, if you want to do a name for it, that's awesome. For me, I'm going to be doing join my spring boot camp. I'm not doing fancy names this month just because I don't want to, and I'm just calling it my boot camp. So you want to be thinking about that though, because it's the 23rd. We have a little over a week left of the month. So, those of you who are new coaches who are on here, I see lots of new faces. It takes about a week and a half to get your stuff. So start sharing about that. Even if you don't have a specific group to invite to, just invite to your next challenge group, quote unquote, and you can put them in mine. So, if you're sharing consistently and sharing all your stuff, go ahead and share about it. And if you get somebody on board, awesome. You can put them in our boot camp and you can just be a part of it and be supporting them. So no need to make your own unless you just really want to. Oh my gosh, I just saw Mary Catherine with little baby Molly. I didn't even see you at first. She's so cute and tiny. Aww. All right, Hudson's super extra large, so I'm I don't even remember him being that tiny. That's awesome. Okay, last thing, the main thing I want to talk about is, okay, so I wasn't really super prepared to talk about this since Virginia totally just told me that she couldn't join, but I'm going to talk about it now, and I think that it's going to be really helpful for you guys, for your new coaches, and also for some of you who are veteran coaches, some of you who are newer coaches or just in the last couple months, or maybe just kind of need a reboot, you just totally are off track and you need just a refresher on some things. So what I have been working on the last probably 2 or 3 weeks, along with Micah, she's adopting it for Team Inspiration as well. And some of you have been seeing some of the forms that I've been sending out to you guys and sharing. If you're asking questions, you're like, how do I send this link? Or how do I, bring on a new coach? I'm like, here, send them this form. And you're like, okay. So what I have been doing, I'm going to screen share for you guys, is pretty much creating a whole new coach onboarding system, because we all know that the way that you get started the best is right when you're a new coach, right? So, I wish that I had something like that. Okay, somebody is typing super loud. Will you guys make sure you're muted? I'm not sure who that is. I think I got you. I'm not sure. But so when I was a new coach, I didn't have something like this to really tell me exactly what to do as a new coach. I was like, okay, I think I post like this. I think I do this. And I had, a new coach training, but it was all self-paced and there was nobody really to hold me accountable. It was kind of all on my own. So I wish that I had something like this when I was starting out. So basically this is our Google Drive. So everybody should have a link to this. If you don't, let me know and I will get you the link because you definitely should. You're missing out if so. But so what I have done for you is when you are a new coach / when you start getting new coaches, a lot of you guys are beginning to build your own teams, whether it's just, one coach or multiple coaches. I want for you to know what to do as a new coach or what to tell your new coach to do. So basically, this is the new coach system, and it's going to seem like a lot, but I just want for you to just take it all in because it's all here for you. Everything is duplicatable. You can literally put your name on everything. You can edit whatever you want from it, but it's going to make your life so much easier, and it's also going to help you as a new coach / your new coaches to get started the best way. So let me preface this with saying that next week, I'm going to host our own little 7-day boot camp, which is what I'm about to share with you now, for our whole team. So if you just feel like you need to go through it for your own benefit, maybe you don't know about Facebook privacy settings or how to make sure your Facebook looks nice and clean, or maybe you feel like you need to know a little bit more to be able to tell your new coaches. So we're going to host it as a trial run for our team, just for us to kind of get a reboot and make sure that we know what we're doing. So this is what it looks like. This is what you're going to send your new coaches. And again, if you don't want to do this, you don't have to. But this has been something super helpful. And it was nice because some of you guys that are on here right now were my bulk of new coaches from last month. And it was nice to be able to send them this and say, okay, what do you guys think about this versus the new coach packet? And a lot of you guys really liked this. It's very interactive and it gives you all the information that you need to really just know what you're doing as a new coach, know how to stay active, know what Emerald is. A lot of you guys ask all these questions up front and you haven't even gotten into your training, so you don't know anything about it. So what this is a Google form, and if you don't know what a Google form is, basically it's online through Google Docs, and it's really nice because any information that you get back actually comes into your own spreadsheet, so you can see everything. And I'm going to show you an example in a second. So you're going to be able to copy this. And basically, this is the beginning of it. You're talking, I'm just welcoming them to the team. What's really cool is that you get to share with your new coaches that we're a top 20 team. We're number 19 in the business, which is super cool. So, you want to share that with them, get them excited that they're on an awesome team, and that we have really great resources. So then I kind of just let them know a little bit about what they're about to do right here. And this is what I send them very first, right? When they say, hey guys, or hey girl, I just signed up. This is what they're getting from me because I want to know about them. So you're going to send them this form, and what it is it just tells them all of the basic stuff that they need to know, even down to how do I change my Shakeology flavor? How do I find Beachbody on demand? So what's really nice is that it kind of takes the guessing work out of it, and it also takes the pressure off of you to constantly have to send them different things and make sure that they get through their training before they learn all this. So they're going to fill it out. It's a form, and it goes to you with all their information. So their name, you're going to make sure that they know how to find their workouts on demand. Within 24 hours, they get their workouts and they can do them on demand, which is great. So basically, they're going through this checklist and they're going to actually click and check everything when they're finished and saying they understand how to be active. I am active with a PB order, and then a list of products to make sure that they understand how to stay active. Making sure that they know about the National Wake Up Call. I did not know about that when I was a new coach, and sometimes I forget to tell my new coaches that. So this is a really great thing to make sure that they know, just that there's a call with, some top coaches and stuff every single Monday. And here's how you can make sure that you can get the text every Monday to make sure you never miss one. Here's Zoom. We have our calls on here instead of having to ask every single week. They already have it installed. You tell them a little bit about Shakeology. We know that the number one way that we retain customers and retain our activity as a coach is staying on Shakeology. So these are two really great videos that kind of just talk about what's in Shakeology and why is it important to stay on it. And then again, they're going to let you know that they understand it and they understand what Shakeology is. Finding answers. As a new coach, that is the number one thing. They have a million questions, right? And they have a lot of answers that they need. And so these are some great ways to kind of have them try to ask questions to other people first before they come just kind of relying on you, because then they're not going to know how to help their new coaches. So just kind of giving them the guidelines of here's where you go to find the FAQ. Here's where you go to find a little bit about Shakeology, and so on and so forth. How to contact Coach Relations. If they ever have an issue, this is the number. They should save it in their phone. this is a little tour by Beachbody, and it talks to them about how to actually set up their website. So that's one of the main things that you want to do first as a new coach anyway, so you can make sure if you have some girls sign up or some guys sign up really quickly, and they have people within days that are interested in ordering something from them, and they don't even have their website set up yet, so they can't even get their paycheck at the end of the next week. So this is something important to do. Okay, what else? Before picture all this kind of stuff, how do we earn money as coaches? I still have new coaches who will sign up and they've gone through the sneak peek and they've done everything, but they don't even know how we actually earn money. So here's a quick video on that. What Success Club is. Sometimes it's hard when you have a new coach coming in at the middle of the month when everyone's saying, oh, I'm pushing for Success Club, I'm trying to hit Success Club, and they're like, well, what the heck is Success Club? So here's another really quick video. So it's really interactive, and it allows, that visual person to see the video and the person who likes to just read everything to also read. So it's a lot more interactive than sending them just a packet with a bunch of information. I really like this a lot. And it allows you to know, okay, like I do understand or I don't understand, and that kind of thing. Talks about success starters. Remember, when you're a success starter, when you hit Success Club those first 3 months in the year, you get your free ticket to Summit, and who doesn't want to come to Summit with everybody? So it tells them a little bit about that. Goes into Emerald. Remember, Emerald is like our main goal. We've talked about that a lot this week. Some of you are actually going Emerald tomorrow so that you can make sure you get those free leads. And so this talks a lot about that, just in a really quick, 2-minute video for them to watch. This doesn't take a lot of time. And then again, for those visual learners, it lets them see this is them. They need one coach on each side, and this is how you make sure that you are active as an Emerald, and this is how you make sure that you know what you're getting because of being an Emerald coach. You're getting that team cycle volume, those bonuses, and all that kind of stuff. Then a lot of people right off the bat, some people want to sign up their husband the day that they sign up because they've heard that that's a good idea. This tells them how to do it, and it also helps them understand the importance of having a spouse built underneath them. So kind of all these different things that are just important to being a new coach. This is one of my favorite things right here, is how to enroll clients of coaches. So if you click here, it takes them to the different pieces of information inside of our Google Drive. So one of the main questions that I know that I get from new coaches is, well, how do I send them? How do I tell them how to order all this stuff? So I give them an idea, a video of how to actually use some different ways to find those links, but also there's a form now for them, a document for them to find. If they would rather use the Beachbody Link app, they can do that. If they want to use Coach Mobile, there's steps on how to do that. And then there's also just lists of top things that people use. So they can go in here, and all they have to do is this is their link that they would send if somebody wants to be a coach. And all they got to do is change it, and they just take away these last 5 numbers and put their coach ID right there. Super, super simple. So this is all for them to use. And remember that in Google Docs, all you have to do is to go file, make a copy, and it's now yours. And you can edit it and change whatever you want about it. So they're getting all this information as a new coach so that they feel supported. They feel like they know what they need to do from the beginning. And then at the end, this is something that I love, that I wish that I had thought of a long time ago, because some of these things I'm just now finding out about you guys after having, one-on-one calls and stuff, or from very preliminary conversations that we've had. So for me, I want to know about their journey. I want to know, where they're coming from. I want to know their current situation. What are they doing for a job? And most of you guys, I know that, but it's also nice to just have it in a place that I can see. A little bit about their family, some hobbies. And again, this is all editable. So if you don't really care about what their hobbies or interests are, then take this question off, change it, or take it off. For me, I want 2 words that describe them. It's really cool and really empowering to read these things that you hear them say, passionate and confident, or, see those 2 words that they really identify themselves with. It's really neat and very, very powerful to me. So here, talking about their greatest weaknesses, strengths, what excites them most about being a coach. I love getting that answer. This kind of helps me to see how to support them best. How are they going to work their business? What is their plan? And then this is my favorite one, my favorite ones as well. What's your personal expectation from me? So is it that I talk to you every single week? Is it that I check in with you only once a month? Is it that I just back off and you do whatever you want? For me, that helps me kind of know what kind of person I'm interacting with, because I realize that not all my coaches are going to be the same as me. Not all of them are going to be super cheesy and really excited to talk to me all the time. So that's fine. But for me, I want to know how I can best support them. And then, their birthday and a couple little things about them so that I can, interact with them the best and support them the best that I can. Then I go into a little bit about if they wanted to start thinking about sharing that they're a coach. Again, different examples and everything for them to use, because I have a lot of coaches who want to share right off the bat that I'm a coach, but I want for them to do it in a way that is tasteful with good insight as to what would be appropriate to do. So again, I give them some ideas on how to think about, what is my story? Where am I coming from? What have I struggled with? And how have I been overcoming that? And this kind of helps them. And again, there's different links in here where they can see some examples to things like that. And then I tell them to text me when they're done. And so then I can see all their answers. And that way I know that I'm going to add them into the team page. I haven't been adding new coaches to the team page until I get this information from them. So I want to show you how it comes to you. So this is the form. But when it comes to you, it looks something like this. So I'm in here, this is my form, and my responses, this is what it'll look like when it's yours. My responses are up here. And so when I click on responses, I see that I've got 3 new responses, and I can click here and it's going to actually send it to a whole entire spreadsheet, which is really awesome. So this is constantly updating. I never have to refresh it or anything. It's all in here with all of their information, which is really, really cool. And so what I do is I highlight, when I've actually talked to that coach, and then the new coaches will just keep coming here and they won't actually be highlighted. But it all comes to a spreadsheet, which I really love having that. So I never have to, that's a place now where all of my coaches are going to be with all their new information. And like I said, this is all editable. You can change the color up here if you want. You can change the picture. You can change everything about it to whatever you want it to say. So that is a lot of information, I know, but it has been really helpful for some of my new coaches to get all that information up front, because I know if you're sitting here and you're a fairly new coach, you're probably like, man, I wish I had known some of that stuff up front, because I did too. And so when Micah and I kind of tried to go through this and recreate it, we took a lot of bits and pieces of things that we felt like were really important for new coaches to know off the bat to kind of start their business with. So for me, what I want to do is make sure that, my new coaches have this. So if you're sitting here and you just got a new coach yourself, you know exactly what to do of how to add a new coach into the system. You're going to send them that form. You're going to add them to the team page and introduce them. You're going to add them to their new coach training and give them the link. And I'm going to talk about this next. And then after that, you probably want to get on a call with them and kind of talk to them a little bit. But that's basically in a nutshell what the new coach form looks like. Does anyone have questions about that before I move on? I'm sure there are questions, but.
I have a question.
Yeah.
And Greg.
Hey, Greg, I'm so glad you're on, dude. That's awesome.
Does this replace the 21-day training those videos we were watching from Micah and Tara?
Good question. So no, it's going to add into that. So basically, when you get a new coach, you'll send them this form instead of like the new coach packet that you got when you were a new coach, where it's like word vomit of a ton of information. Instead, you're going to get this electronic form with all this information and some videos and things to watch. You're going to send it into your coach. So you would have sent it into me. I would have gotten all your information, and then I would have added you to the team page. And then we would go from there. I'm going to show you guys next what you go into. You're going to go into this little boot camp that I'm going to talk about next. That's just 7 days, and it really kind of helps you with a lot of the information that you get in that form and just really breaks it down. And then you go into your self-guided training, because for us, we were finding that a lot of girls, it's like they never even started their 21-day training, or they never even actually did anything with the new coach stuff. And so when I have coaches come to me and they're like, my new coaches aren't doing anything and they're not really doing their 21-day training, I think it's because there's like a disconnect between when they get added into the team page and then they start this self-paced training, and they're not really ready to do that yet. They're not ready to just do everything on their own. They get kind of lost. And so this is something, this boot camp that I'm going to share with you guys next is kind of the second part to, we add them into the team page, they get all this information, and then they're going to go into this group where I'm going to be in there, or their upline diamond coach is going to be in there, and they're going to be walking step by step, day by day with some information like, okay, I'm going to hold your hand, and today we're going to announce that you're a coach. Okay, today I'm going to hold your hand, and today we're going to clean up your Facebook so that it looks professional. Today, I'm going to hold your hand and we're going to learn what you should do on social media and what you should not do on social media. How to make sure that your posts are viewed and how to make sure that, you know, everyone's seeing the maximum amount of posts that you have. You know, just different things that coaches just don't know.
And then do you send the form you just showed us, do you send that like link via email or Facebook Messenger or whatever medium you're using, just as a link?
Yeah, as a link. So, you know, this is what it looks like. When I want to send it, I'm going to say send. And up here, this is the link. And I usually shorten it and I copy and I paste it into my, you know, my Facebook message to them. And I say, hey girl, I'm so excited that you just signed up. You know, before I do anything else, before I add you to the team page, can you do me a favor and fill out this form and I'll be in touch. Okay. Easy as that. Okay. Yeah. Any other questions about this form before I kind of show you guys the little like start to being a new coach, and then they would go into that 21-day training. Questions about this though first? Okay, cool. So again, going back to this is like the new coach system. So again, you're sitting here, you've had a new coach, everything's here for you. I've had a lot of coaches ask me, what do I do with the new coach? Like, I don't know what to do. So that's why I made this for you. It's literally, and it might, I'm not trying to say that you're not smart or anything. I just want you to have it all here so that when you get here, you're like, okay, I've got it all. So you're adding them this, you're giving them this form, you're adding them to the team page, and you're going to add them to the new coach training. What this looks like, this is their 7-day boot camp. So this is the group. It's always going to be this group no matter what. Every Sunday to Monday, oh wow, every Sunday to Monday is, every Sunday to Monday is a new group. So on Sunday night, I add the new girls in, and then they go through the whole week. On Sunday night, I remove all the people. I remove the 7 posts, and this group will always stay the same. So what this group is basically their new coach boot camp. And what it looks like is, again, if you're hosting your own, most of the diamonds are going to be hosting their own group like this. And so, again, you have everything that you need to host it. I have literally given you the description that you put in the group page. I have given you all of the files that you're going to put in there for them to use throughout the time that they're in there. And then I give you the different posts. So Sunday night, for example, in here, Sunday night I made a post to them. And this is what it looks like. And all the new coaches are in here. So I say, I'm welcoming them to this boot camp. I want to make sure that they've gone through that new coach checklist, which is that form that they sent back to you. And then they're going to watch my quick video about getting started right. And it's from me. And so I'm just talking to them about, hey, I'm so glad you're here. My expectation for you is that over these next 7 days, you check in every single day and you get in every single day's information. And by the end of the 7 days, if you've done all that, then you can start your 21-day training, because I know that you know all the basics of what it takes to be a new coach. So all that's in here. So you've got your Sunday night post. And let me just kind of share with you a little bit about what they learn. Monday, they do a Facebook facelift. How many of you started coaching and you didn't know anything about Facebook? You didn't know you didn't know that like your profile picture shouldn't be of like you like doing a cartwheel or something, because people have no idea who you are if it's a cartwheel, or if it's like you and a couple people, if it's like a group photo, people don't know whose profile they're going to. So they watch this video on a Facebook facelift, and basically it's like, create a nice profile. Make sure that your information in there is really cleaned up. Make sure you have a nice profile or cover photo. And so I created a document for them, with some examples of what that can look like. So they're going to go in there, and I've given them ideas of top coaches to follow. I've given them an idea of coaches that are on our team and within kind of our realm of just who's a really good, well-rounded coach to follow. So those are some other examples of people that they can click on their profiles and go view. Number 2, their name. Some people, I'm not kidding, will put their name on Facebook as Johnny Beachbody Smith, or like I could say Ashley Smith Fitness, and it's like, okay, that's fine, but that's not my profile name. That's a different page. So, just how to give them a really nice, well-rounded name. Their profile picture and cover photo gives them ideas of where they could go and some examples of what really good cover photos look like. All of these share what is important to these people. Family, fitness, food, whatever your things that you're kind of into, it lets them know immediately, all right, I kind of know what this person's into. Then I tell them to go creep themselves. If you were to scroll through your Facebook feed, like, what would you think? Would you be like, oh, wow, they're totally spamming Beachbody all over their page? Or do they have just a bunch of stock photos? Or do they see a well-rounded, mix of maybe some recipes of food, of you and your family, of you going out here doing this, that you want to be well-rounded, and for it not to be not a night out on the town where you got drunk, or, you don't want that either. You want to look professional. Obviously that's your own thing, but you just want to look, you don't want to look like you're being crazy. You want to look like somebody trustworthy. The About Me section, this is something new to Facebook. So again, people don't know that. People who are fairly new to Facebook or who are not Facebook savvy. So again, I just show them how they can change this little intro right here and what it looks like on mobile and on the internet, on your phone, and gives them some other examples. Featured pictures, this is a new feature. So some of you might be sitting here going, I don't even know that that's a thing. There's a thing called featured photos. These are 5 photos that people see immediately upon coming to your profile. So you want them to not be Beachbody related. You want them to show a little bit about you. For me, I have like some with my son because he's my life, and I've got my husband in there, and I've got a maternity picture. Just things that kind of just give a quick glimpse into who I am and what I'm all about. And then I also share the importance of public versus private. And again, a lot of people don't know this information about Facebook. You can change your settings. You can block posts from certain people. You can create everything public. You can create some things private. You can do it to friends only. And so again, this just goes into just different options of how you can change your privacy settings on different things. If you have a crazy boyfriend, ex-boyfriend that you don't want to see your stuff, you can literally block that one person from your stuff. And so a lot of new coaches just don't know that. And so this is, day one, they're getting all of this information in the Facebook Facelift Day. So that's the first day of this new coach bootcamp. It's all about Facebook. Day 2 is about social media and how to share. What are some good things that you should do with social media, and what should you not do? So again, I give them, there's different documents that shares with them. What are some good do's and don'ts? And I always give them an assignment at the end of the boot camp. Today, you need to watch this video, or you need to tell me your 3 biggest takeaways. And then I'm already starting to mold them into a posting coach, but posting in the right way, posting quality things. So every day they've got a social media assignment, whether it's to post a sweaty selfie on Facebook public, but again, it's better than them putting like smacking a 21-day fix photo from Autumn Calabrese on there being like, I'm doing the 21-day fix. People don't care about that. They do not want to know that. They want to see you actually doing this stuff, not Autumn Calabrese on a photo that they've seen a million times from other people. The third day is all about crafting their new coach announcement, their coming out post, as I always call it. So they're thinking, really thinking into, why are they doing this? What can they bring to others? All of you guys have a story, and I hear so much from coaches, new coaches, like, I don't have anything to share with people. I don't have a big transformation story, or I haven't lost a ton of weight. Like, no one's going to relate to me. That is just not true. And so that is what we talk about in day 3, is how to figure out, what do you have that's different to bring to people? How can you stand out among all the other moms, among all the other dog lovers, among all the other fitness professionals or business women or businessmen? How can you stand out? How can you share a really inspiring story and stand out among all the other people that are doing the same thing? So that's day 3. Day 4 is all about Shakeology and about just challenge packs in general. Again, really important. That's one of the main things that I get from new coaches too. How do I tell them about Shakeology? How do I tell them that it's worth buying? And so again, I go into all of that, and I give them some ideas and tips. And again, everything links to a document for them to help them be able to go back to, and all of it is inside of our Google Drive, which is really cool too. Day 5 talks a little bit about what to say and making a list of people. So one of the main things too as a new coach is you have to realize that you've got to build your network, but you also already have a network to tap into. You just have to start creating those relationships and talking to them. So I asked them to make a list of 50 people, of 50 names, and 100 if they're really feeling like go-getters. And when they do this, they're creating a list of people that they can go ahead and start recreating and building relationships with. So it gives them some ideas of how to do that. use Facebook. Go through your Facebook list. Go back through mutual friends. Go through old yearbooks. How fun is it to go through old yearbooks and be like, oh my God, I totally remember that person. I'm going to go find them on Facebook. And if you're not friends, add them. And if you are friends, then go start reconnecting. Say, hey, I haven't talked to him forever. You know, where are you guys living now? Or what are you doing? Did you get married? You know, things like that. That's day 5. Day 6 is being a professional question asker. This is all about how to recommend something to somebody, how to talk to them about different programs. And so a lot of times I get in the message threads, okay, somebody needs something low impact. What do I tell them? This is for you. This is keywords on different things. If they love yoga and Pilates, you're going to recommend them PIO. If they really like cardio, here's some great programs for cardio. Muscle building, leaning up, they want nutrition. So these are some examples of really great programs based around some keywords that you might hear from people when they're trying to talk to you about what they want. So again, just another great resource for new coaches. And it's nice that it's all put into one day. This one day 6 is all devoted around just talking about different programs with people, how to do that. Day 7 is all about dealing with objections. We all hate to hear no. And I have a lot of new coaches that will start and they will quit coaching before they even start because they got one person who told them no or one person who said something negative to them. And so this is all about that, dealing with objections, how to talk to people, how to kind of turn the conversation around when somebody says, oh no, that's too much money for me. Okay, well here, how about this? You know, and you talk to them about it, that, you know, Shakeology is really only $4 a serving. And do you go out to eat it all? You know, do you go spend money for breakfast? And just kind of redirecting the conversation because it's amazing how effective that can be. And then the end of it is just a little like, hey guys, I'm so proud of you type video from me. And then I invite them, anybody who went through those 7 days, I actually invite them to a Zoom call with me. So I say, you guys get to have a call with the leader of the Inspiration Crew. She's going to be here to answer any of your questions and, you know, put you in the right direction. And then once they're done with this, then they can go do all their self-guided stuff, which, you know, might be a little bit repetitive on some of the things like Emerald and stuff like that. But this just gives them a really well-rounded idea of what a new coach is, some of the basics of things that we get questions about all the time. And so it makes it nice because it's in a small group. It's 7 days, only 7 days, and you ask for them to be devoted from the beginning. And so it's really changed the pace of some of my newer coaches that I've been able to kind of trial run this with. So in a nutshell, that's kind of what I'm doing with some new coaches. So if you want to do that with me, you can. If not, if this is just too overwhelming for you, you don't have to. But for some of you who are just beginning to build your teams, I think that this is going to be a really awesome way to make sure that your coaches are started right. And hopefully it will benefit you much sooner than it is benefiting me, you know, 15 months into coaching. Questions now. I'm seeing some chat things. Let me look at the chat box. Do you plan to use this when you have, oh, Laura, good question, because I have, so that Google form that I showed you first, let me share again. That Google form that I shared you that I send to all of my new coaches, there is one that I'm about to put into the drive that is actually for discount coaches. And I just did that for one of my discount coaches, and she was like, oh, thank you so much for giving me this information. So this is the discount coach one. And remember that when they're a discount coach, they pretty much just become a glorified challenger. They become a VIP member is what I call them, because they're getting the coach benefits without actually having to coach, unless they just want to down the road. But what's nice is that they get this information. They hear that they're, you know, getting 25% off of everything. I, you know, share with them that they can access their on-demand programs here. If they already sign up with the challenge pack, here's the link to get that $40 back from signing up as a coach. Now, remember, they get that $40 back. The military waiver for them to use if they're military. Again, a little bit about Shakeology, how to contact Coach Relations, make sure their website's set up in case they ever wanted to have a friend order underneath them, they could get the commission. And then I want to know something, you know, I want to know a little bit about them, and that's it. So it's a much dumbed down version of the larger form, but it's nice to send discount coaches as well, because you're going to get those questions too from people about how to change this and how to change that. Jordan asked a question, how do you share again which file to find this in? Oh yeah, it's in our Google Drive. Does everyone have the link to the Google Drive? Everybody should. Does everybody not have that? Let me see. I will, how do I do that? Share? Yeah. I guess if I share this link, everyone should have it. Let's try that. Other questions? This is the link to the drive if y'all don't have it. The file, it's in Coach Resources, Jordan. And Greg, yes, you can go through the 7-day boot camp. I'm making almost all of you guys go through it next week, just so you know. So I think it would be really beneficial because literally even as I was going through and like researching stuff about Facebook and everything, so I'm like, holy crap, I've never done that. Like people can't even follow me. I didn't even know what that was. So yeah, I'm going to make all of you guys go through it because for me, like I realized that people can't just follow me. Like they actually have to friend me. But there's a thing on Facebook where you can click for people to allow everybody to be able to follow you. And so now I'm like followed by like 60 people, which is super cool. I had no idea that you could do that. So even just really simple things like that I had no idea about. We're going to be doing this next week as a team just to kind of like do a little refresh and a little restart. And it might even help some of you who've kind of felt like you're in a rut just to kind of just revamp your style of what you're doing. That might help a lot. Any questions? I see some overwhelmed faces, but don't be overwhelmed. This is more to help you. And like I said, everything is done for you already. So all you have to do is put your name on it and put a different picture on it if you want. Or you can just send mine and be like, hey, this is my coach, but you're getting it from me. So totally up to you, whatever is easiest for you. Questions, thoughts, concerns, anything? Y'all are so quiet tonight. Marla's getting mauled by Avery over there. That's awesome. Wow, you guys are so quiet. All right, well, if you don't have any other questions, that's all I have for you tonight since I was going to make a video for you on this, but now I don't have to, and I just did it for you live, and now I can just share the recording, which is awesome. So actually, I do have some Instagram tips. Does anyone want Instagram tips? Yeah? Okay, I'll share some with you. So I just did a webinar with Shailene. You guys know Shailene, the creator of PIO. And she gave me some really super awesome tips today. I listened to it a day late, but basically all about, she calls them lifers. So your lifers are like people that you would like love to hang out with in real life. Like you guys are my lifers. A lot of my coaches are like me, that I would like to hang out with them in real life. They have similar, you know, mannerisms and they relate to me. We could be friends in real life. So basically she calls us her lifers. And so she talks about how to get those people to follow you more and how to find them by, you know, really targeting those types of followers. And so the first step that she says is, actually, I wonder if I can share this. No, I don't know how to do that. Okay. Anyways, the first step that she says is not to use overused hashtags. They don't work anymore. So I have a lot of people that do this. Do not hashtag Beachbody. Do not hashtag fitness. Do not hashtag yoga. Do not hashtag HIT because all of those are so overused now that your stuff, remember, so Instagram, if you didn't know this, Instagram, it used to be where like the most recent picture or the most recent, you know, person that hashtagged it, that picture is there, you know, no matter what. Like you could have a picture from like 3 weeks ago and put a hashtag on it and it would pop back up to the beginning of the feed when you go click on the hashtag yoga, but it doesn't do that anymore. Now, whenever you post it, whenever you hashtag it, so whenever that picture was hashtagged, it stays back there. So one of the things that she talks about is making sure to use really specific hashtags so that not as many people are using them. That's okay. Like for me, and I didn't know any of this a long time ago, I used to search for like the most used hashtags, thinking that that would be really good because there's so many people that follow it. That's awesome, you know, but it's not because there's so many other people that use it that your stuff just gets quickly pushed behind. And so people, when they go search, I don't even know what a top hashtag is, but when they go search like fit mom, maybe that's a really well used one, even though I still use it, but there's a lot of people that use that one. So for me, if I hashtag fit mom, there's probably like, you know, a ton of other people that do that. And my post doesn't even get seen at the beginning of those 6 little pictures. It's like way back at the end. And so yeah, Transformation Tuesday, Megan, that's one that's like super widely used. So for example, if I do that and then Megan does that and then Laura does it, everybody is seeing the very most recent one and people are just adding that to that hashtag so quickly that your stuff never gets seen. And so people are seeing only the most recent one. So the thing with that is that a lot of times if you hashtag Beachbody or hashtag 21 Day Fix, people that go to search the hashtag are seeing the very first person that just did that. And so if it's somebody with like a really hot bod and they look like they're really killing it, people might sign up with them versus you. So you want to be really specific and target those, even though it's awesome you're doing that program, cool. But you want to make sure that you really focus on super specific ones. So for me, I used to teach at Ridgeview High School. I might want to hashtag Ridgeview High School in all my posts because that's something very specific, very geographical to where I'm at. Maybe Roswell Mom, Marietta Mom, like specific geographic locations to where I am, but I'm also a mom, not just fit mom. You know, you want to use things that are really, really specific to you. Things like places, restaurants, schools that you go to, or schools that are around you, very specific hobbies. I always think of Laura like Pug Mom or Pug Lover, you know, like things like that, really specific things, even if there's not a lot of followers. So your goal or your challenge is to stop using widely used just one word hashtags like fitness, like yogi, like yoga, all those ones, because people follow those all the time. You need to be really specific in order to get new followers. Okay, next thing is she talks about using that explore page, and this is something I'm not like super well versed in, but the explore page is that little, oh gosh, what's that thing that you put your eye through? The circle, the line, what is that?
Magnifying glass.
Thank you. The magnifying glass. So that's called your explore page on Instagram. And so what she talks about is if you go and if you click on that, you can, hold on, I'm reading how to tell you what she does. Okay, so when you click on that and you see those six, like the 3 lines of pictures, the 6 pictures, that's like carbon copies of people that you're liking, people that you're, things that you're hashtagging, things that you're already doing. So there are other like-minded people like you. So when you're there, you want to go through and look at other people's accounts, like different images, follow different people that follow that person, or like different pictures on there. That will, again, refresh it. That brings a whole new bunch of people who are like-minded again. For me, that brings other moms, other fit moms, other boy moms. I always hashtag boy moms, mama boys, things like that. So using that explore function, that little magnifying glass, refreshing after you've liked and commented and done different things on those pictures in that feed will bring up a lot of new people to follow, a lot of new pictures to like. Just again, widening that reach that you have. Connecting with people and adding value. This was kind of one of the main things for me. So on Instagram, you know, people are looking for good content. If you're just posting like a bunch of like just random things, I mean, some people will follow you, but for you as a business owner and as a professional and as somebody who's wanting to expand their network, to expand their reach to customers, potential customers, you have to set yourself apart. So you have to be giving them tips. You have to give them things. Even if it's not a tip, it could just be inspiration and motivation. So talking about like things like where you're coming from and how you're pushing through. So some examples for me, you know, days where I'm like, I got like 3 hours of sleep and here I am, I'm still working out. That's inspiring to moms. That is motivating to moms. People who are really good at cooking or have really good tips for that, sharing a recipe, like just offering and willingly sharing things like that. People will remember you. You want to make sure that your feed is something that, or for me, this is like a good question for me. Am I somebody that people could say, hey, Lauren, go follow Ashley Smith Fitness because she has the best blank? Are you somebody that somebody could say that about? Is your feed worthy of being shared? Do you have stuff, even if it's just motivational, even if it's just inspirational, not necessarily like for me, I'm not a big like baker. Like I don't have like a cool recipe to give you because I just don't bake. I cook and I throw a bunch of veggies and stuff in a pan and that's it. So for me, I don't really share a lot of recipes. It's like maybe I like this product type thing. But if you're somebody who cooks a lot, share it, take pictures and share about that. That is a tip. People want that kind of stuff. So, you know, you want to be just thinking about, are you a page that somebody would willingly say, go follow that person because they have awesome blank? What is it that you can offer to people? What is your thing that you're offering people? What do people come away with every single time they come to your page? Why would they want to come to you? Okay, these are her common mistakes to avoid that she told us about. So number 1 was using those over popular hashtags. She calls them broken hashtags because they appear chronologically. So no matter when you posted, you know, that's when it's going to be way back there, even if you hashtag it right now. So you want to be very, very specific so that you get seen more, even if it's a tag that not very many people follow. Another mistake to avoid is using hashtags of your products or your service. So, you know, she gave the example actually of people hashtagging Beachbody or hashtagging Shakeology. You know, if that's the only thing that you're hashtagging, that's not going to get you more followers. If anything, that's going to get you sending somebody else to order from someone else that they see most recently. So, of course, you still can. Maybe somebody will pick up on you, but you want to make sure that you're doing other more specific things too, because otherwise you're basically sending them to your competitors by doing that. So that was kind of eye-opening for me. I'm like, wow, I guess that does make sense, because now the most recent thing that was hashtagged as Shakeology or Beachbody, that person's going to see their most recent post, and they might be another top coach or something, and that's how people sign up with people like that. What is the other thing? Not using a call to action. So this is something that I'm totally guilty of and I don't do all the time, but a call to action. And a call to action could be asking them a question. You want to create this community around your page. You want for people to feel like they can give you responses. So, you know, saying like, what's your favorite workout song? Or, you know, what's your favorite workout move? What's your non-scale victory for this week? You know, things that make them connect with you on your page is super important, even on Instagram. Another call to action is like, go over to my, you know, Facebook page, or click the link in my bio to get my free meal plan, or click the link in my bio to see the full video, or, you know, something like that, or click the link in my bio to go to this event. I've been doing that a lot for our sneak peeks and our, you know, events to join my challenge groups and stuff. I'll say, click the link in my whatever to go to this event, and it takes them straight to the Facebook event, and they can join the event, they can watch all the videos, and they can become a coach. You know, so you want to always give them a call to action. If you don't, you're just missing out an opportunity. And okay, that was her next thing. So this is something else that I haven't even tried this yet, and I'm going to look while I'm telling you this. So when you're on Instagram and you're looking at your just main Instagram page, when you see that person, like this first person that pops up on my Instagram feed, you see those top 3 dots. You want to click on them, and you want to say, turn on post notifications. So if you have the reason that this is something new, apparently. So Instagram is now becoming like Facebook, which kind of stinks, but I guess it's kind of good in a way too. But Instagram is becoming like Facebook, where you're not going to see everybody's stuff. It's kind of like just, you're going to see little bits and pieces. So like on Facebook, where if I was to unfollow somebody, I'm not really going to see their stuff. But if I say turn on notifications or turn on all notifications, I make sure that I see all of Greg's stuff every single day. No matter what, I'm not ever going to miss post his stuff. But on Instagram, it's the same way now. So if I really want to follow Greg every single day and I want to see all his stuff, then I'm going to click on his profile, and I'm going to make sure that I click those 3 dots, and I want to say turn on post notifications. So that's a great way to target. If you have people that you've been like eyeing and you think might be a really great coach, you're going to start missing some of their stuff. So expect that. Go to their profile and click those 3 dots and click that you want to see their notifications, so you can make sure that you're constantly commenting and liking their stuff, so that you make sure that you get, you know, that interaction between the two of you. And then one other thing that she said that's a really great idea is to always be the last comment on your picture. So if somebody says something, make sure that you go back and you answer. Even if it's not every single person, be the last comment on there, so that when people scroll, you know, I know for me, when I look at like top coaches and I look at, you know, really awesome people, I scroll through and I think, wow, that person's really legit. Like, they're actually answering these people's comments. Like, they're responding to them. So you want to kind of create that atmosphere around your page where you're interacting with them and you're answering their questions or just saying thanks. You know, that makes you seem like a real person. It makes you seem less like a bot and more like you want to actually create a relationship with them. So that was just another really cool tip that she gave us. So in a nutshell, those are some Instagram tips that I got today. And I know that was quick, but and maybe you know all those, but some of Instagram's always changing. So if you ever see Shailene pop up on Facebook with her, like, you know, Instagram impact training, always take those webinars, because she literally does them like every couple of weeks, and because Instagram changes that often, and she always gives you new tips based upon the newest Instagram changes. So she's like an Instagram guru, which I really like. Okay, now that's really all I have for you. Are there any other questions or any concerns or just anything totally unrelated?
I had a question.
Yeah.
About, so I'm like you with the hashtag. So I was on the webinar yesterday as well. Yeah. And I'm with the hashtags where I was like doing hashtag Shakeology, like, and then as I'm watching that, I was like, I feel really dumb now. But I did do like a trial and error after the webinar, and I got on there and I was going back and changing some of my hashtags. And if it's a very specific hashtag and there's not a lot of posts to it, I've noticed that like ones under 5,000 posts, it will generate it back up to the top of the feed versus like how she was saying how it wouldn't if you went back and added. So I noticed that, and after changing like a bunch of my hashtags, I got a lot of more followers. And then the other thing I noticed too is if you search, so I was searching Chuck E. Cheese in Mobile, Alabama, because like whoever's checking in at Chuck E. Cheese is probably a mom that maybe works from home because nobody's going to take their kids there at night and because it's chaotic. And so you see pictures of moms checking in, and then I would go in and then click on their hashtags, which would then bring me to a whole bunch of other people. And then that's when my explore post became basically all moms.
Yeah.
So that actually worked really well. And so my question for you was, have you noticed anything with the hashtags, if there's like a specific algorithm to it of how, if you do go back and change it, what makes it populate back to the top or not? Because
I have no idea. I just know that that's how it's generated. I just know that you go and you like and you follow and you click and do all this stuff on the things that you want to see more and you refresh, it pops up with all those people again. And so you just kind of do it over and over again. So that's what I do every day. I spend like 5 minutes on Instagram doing that because I don't have time to go through and like and follow a ton of people. So I spend maybe 5 to 10 minutes a day during my power hour doing that. And that's it.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah. But definitely liking other people's pictures and people that you like want to target, whether they're, lovers of dogs or they love to cook or they're moms or whatever, clicking on them, on their profiles, if it's an open one, seeing what they're hashtagging, following those hashtags, seeing who's following them, going and liking their stuff. That's all a great way. And it does take time. That's why put a timer on it. Do not spend all day because you can literally sit there for an hour doing that. And that ain't nobody got time for that. So give yourself like 5 or 10 minutes and do that every day, and you're going to be getting more followers anyways just by doing that. Someone else had a question that I was just trying to remember. Caitlin, it's the whole thing, like all the pictures under the Explore. And then Laura, on Instagram, do you want to follow people or just like their stuff? That's up to you. Generally, a rule is that when you're looking, you don't want to be following more people than are following you because it makes you look kind of like a spammer. So, if you go and follow them and if they don't follow you back, then delete them. Or don't delete them, but don't follow them anymore and just start looking for other people. That's a general rule, but I've kind of started to not follow people anymore. I pretty much just go and I like a couple of their pictures or I maybe comment, and then a lot of times they end up following you back, even if you're not following them, or they follow you even if you're not following them because they're like, oh, someone's commenting on my stuff. One more question. Unrelated to Instagram. Looking at your example of the new coach on working and building my own. Is it? Yeah, it's on the Google Drive. Do you see the one in the Google Drive? Where are you? Oh, you're up top. Can you talk? There you go. You're on mute. There you go.
Hey.
There you go. You're good. Now you're muted again. Unmute yourself. We're like playing phone tag. Okay, there you go. So
Hey.
Do you see it in the Google Drive?
Yeah, I'm in the Google Drive, but like any of the key terms that I was searching, it didn't seem to be popping up.
It's called Inspiration Crew New Coach Welcome. It's under.
So not the new coach welcome, the challenger one.
Oh,
You posted it on Facebook a few weeks ago.
Yeah. I don't even. Is that in there? I don't even know. I can give you guys a copy of mine that I have.
Because I went through Facebook looking for that post again, and of course I can't find it because we're awesome and we post all the time. But I couldn't find it in the Google Drive either, so I wanted to ask.
That's fine. Okay, I'll post it again. Maybe it just got buried, but I'll post it again.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, anything else since we've taken how do you comment on Instagram? Don't do awesome, sweet, cool, because then you look like a spammer. You want to actually have a 4 or 5 word response and let them know that you're actually responding. So a lot of times I'll at them back at Laura, well, Laura, what's yours? Laura lives happy or Laura lives healthy? Laura lives, I keep forgetting her name, but if I like comment back to Laura, I want to say at Laura, blah, blah, blah. And so that she knows I'm talking to her, and then say, I love this. I love that. You know, you don't want to just say cool or nice, because that's what all the bots say. And that makes people feel like you're spamming them. So you want to actually just give them some, Laura lives well. There we go. I knew I loved the name. It was so cute. So you just want to have some kind of quality answer. It doesn't have to be super long, but, you know, answer their questions if they leave a question, or if they say, you look so cute, say thanks with like an emoji or something, so that it doesn't look like you're just saying thanks. But again, I'm just like super like smiley with a bunch of emojis all the time. So you don't have to do that. Okay, well, if you have any other questions, then you can ping me after this, but I'm going to let you guys get off since we just took like an hour of your time. But this is a good call. Hopefully you got lots of information. And we got to meet Greg, so Greg's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, wait, don't go. Let's take a picture really quickly. Everyone fix their hair, since you guys always fix your hair. All right. Okay, we're going to do the first page. So you guys don't really know what the first page is, but everyone smile. We're going to do 2 of them. So, all right, 1, 2, 3. All right, let's do the last page. Oh, there's a lot of you guys on the second page. Okay, one more time. 1, 2, 3. Yay, awesome. Okay, I will post these in the team page. Again, if you have questions, if you want to edit that Google form and everything, it's all in there. So I encourage you just to kind of go explore around. In our team page too, you guys notice that I pinned to the top of our team page the tour through our Google Drive. And that's after I put all this in there. So if you need to just go watch that video and kind of take yourself on a tour of where you're going, that might be a good idea too. So you can just see where all the new documents are. But other than that, love you guys. See you later.